Our state, our citizens wake up and put on their uniforms. They step out their front door as they concentrate on the tasks of keeping their community safe. They do so quietly without considering bravery or heroics. Today we pay solemn tribute to the men and women who did just that. Setting aside fear and doubt, these officers made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve the way of life we all love. They heard the call of duty and answered it. Our hearts are heavy with their loss. And on this day, we're here to remember and honor the 120 police officers that reported for duty last year and never got a chance to go home. 5 of those officers were right here from Florida. Lives tragically given during service to their communities. As we stand here today to pay tribute to those officers who made the ultimate sacrifice, let us pledge that, though they're gone, they'll never be forgotten. Guest speaker, Sheriff Prummell.
Good evening. For many years I've attended this memorial service, standing among my fellow men and women in uniform, who proudly and professionally represent the law enforcement and correctional vocations. We stand to honor and often find ourselves shedding a tear for those who have given all in their pursuit of justice. We have lost so many, too many, to violent and senseless acts. Each year we add more names to that list, but we will all still push forward because we know we are that line of defense, the protectors. I now stand before you today searching for just the right words to say, and I decided to read a piece written by an unknown author entitled "When God Created Police Officers." When the Lord was creating police officers, he was into his 6th day of overtime when an angel appeared and said, "You're doing a lot of fiddling around with this one." And the Lord said, "Have you read the requirements on this order? A police officer has to be able to run 5 miles through alleys in the dark, scale walls, enter homes the health inspector wouldn't touch, and not wrinkle their uniform. They have to be able to sit in an undercover car all day on a stakeout, cover a homicide scene that night, canvass the neighborhood for witnesses, and testify in court the next day. They have to be in top physical condition at all times, running on black coffee and half-eaten meals, and they have to have 6 pairs of hands." The angel shook her head slowly and said, 6 pairs of hands? No way. "It's not the hands that are causing me problems," said the Lord. "It's the 3 pairs of eyes an officer has to have." "That's on the standard model?" asked the angel. The Lord nodded. "1 pair that sees through a bulge in a pocket before they ask, 'May I see what's in there, sir?' when they already know and wish they had taken that accounting job. Another pair here on the side of the head for their partner's safety, and another pair of eyes here in front so they can look reassuringly at a bleeding victim and say, 'You'll be all right, ma'am,' when they know it isn't so." "Lord," said the angel, touching his sleeve, "rest and work on this tomorrow." "I can't," said the Lord. "I already have a model that can take 250-pound drunk into a car. I already have a model that can talk a 250-pound drunk into a patrol car without incident and feed a family of 5 on a civil service paycheck." The angel circled the model of the police officer very slowly. "Can it think?" she asked. "You bet," said the Lord. "It can tell you the elements of 100 crimes, recite Miranda warnings in its sleep, detain, investigate, search, and arrest gang members on the street in less time than it takes 5 learned judges to debate the legality of the stop. And it still keeps its... This officer also has phenomenal personal control. They can deal with crime scenes painted in hell, coax a confession from a child abuser, comfort a murder victim's family, and then read in the daily paper how law enforcement isn't sensitive to the rights of criminal suspects." Over and ran her fingers across the cheek of the police officer. "There's a leak," she pronounced. "I told you that you were trying to put too much into this model." "That's not a leak," said the Lord. "It's a tear." "What's the tear for?" asked the angel. It's for the bottled up emotions for fallen comrades, for commitment to that funny piece of cloth called the American flag, for justice. You're a genius, said the angel. The Lord looked somber and said, I didn't put it there. So as we honor our fallen comrades, do not be ashamed to shed a tear. Though we are looked upon and often think of ourselves as invincible, we are human. We feel, we weep, we bleed. So we must look out for one another. To family and friends, make sure you let the special law enforcement member in your life know how you feel about them each and every day. God bless all our brothers and sisters of the badge. May you watch over them and keep them safe. Thank you.